When we think about all the threats that now we have as a society, some of you might think, I don't know, like weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, bombs, missiles. Or you might think about, I don't know, something related with the pandemic, some virus out there. But no, now we have a huge situation like never before. Now we are in a new era for humanity because now we are dealing with something called stress. Stress is probably one of the most important weapons of mass destruction. Literally, stress can destroy a person, can destroy ourselves. We are in an era in where, yes, we have been working on improving our nutrition habits, our daily habits to improve our health, to build a healthy lifestyle, right? By now, the big challenge globally we are dealing with is with the stress. And when I say stress, or when we are talking about the stress, we mean more than that. Because most of you might think about stress, yes, it's equal to mental stress, emotional stress. Probably is the most famous kind of stress because you can feel it, right? But actually, for scientists or doctors, we see stress way beyond more than mental stress. Stress is something that threats our cells in terms of maintaining the proper function. When something is negatively affecting our cells to work properly, that's where we are having stress. So there are different factors and different kinds of stress that are putting on risk our proper function at cellular level. So now we see that stress is actually our main challenge is how to cope with cellular stress. Actually, the problem is chronic cellular stress. It's part of our life. There's no doubt. Stress is part of in our daily basis, right? But we need to learn how to recognize the different kind of stress because mental stress is only one type of stress that is threatening your wellness, your health. We have mental stress. It's like the most recognized by people. But what about physical stress? Physical stress, when we think about that, or when I think about that, I see any professional, any person that is starting very early in the morning and start doing activities all day long. Probably kids, work, traffic, reports, meeting, etc., etc. So you end your day very late in the night. So you have all day long moving and not stopping at all. And at the end, you are basically like burnout. That's actually physical stress. Physical stress is not only for athletes, for instance, or people doing a lot of exercise. No, it's for you and myself. As a citizens, as a professionals, as a parents, we deal a lot with physical stress. And then add the mental stress. And next, we have an invisible threat as well, an invisible kind of stress, which is called the chemical stress and environmental stress. Right now, we are surrounded by invisible compounds that you cannot see and you cannot smell either, but they are there. We have thousands of compounds around us, breathing them, touching them, compounds that are really toxic with a lot of evidence behind about their toxicity, and we are dealing with that. When I see a person trapped or stuck in the traffic and breathing all these kind of gases around it, and also with physical stress, with mental stress, we have that terrible cocktail there. So I see cells under a lot of pressure, cells under a lot of stress, all right? And sometimes we are dealing with that daily, in a daily basis, so we can see this as a chronic condition as well. And finally, there's another kind of stress that most of us sometimes forget, which is immunological stress. Our immune system suffers a lot after all this kind of stress. But the immune system now needs to deal with a lot of pathogens around us. Pathogens that comes from the air, that comes from food, we eat them. And now, add the rest of the stress, and now we have a real big, serious situation for our body to deal with. We need resources more than ever to cope with the stress, like never before, right? So, this is the situation, but luckily, there is a lot we can do from our habits. There's a lot we can do from nutrition, all right? And that's when scientists start trying to understand what is this stress happening in our life. It's like, what is about it? What is behind that? The problem is that we lose equilibrium, we lose balance. It's normal to undergo stress. It's part of life. Our body is very well prepared for this short-term stress, any kind of stress. But the problem is that we are stretching and creating pressure on our metabolism, on our cells, and eventually we can lose this balance. Living organisms, including humans, of course, we are very flexible, and we can tolerate a lot. But at the end, we are in balance. We are in this frame in where we are healthy, despite of the fact of the pressure, right, of the stress. This is called homeostasis. But there is some point in where we lose the equilibrium. We lose homeostasis. And when we lose that, that's when problems start to arise. Illness and different health conditions and similar challenges. So sometimes it's hard to go back to normal ranges or to go back to homeostasis. That's where we can do a lot from nutrition. I think all of us have used or know this toy, right? Slink, I guess, is the name, right? So it's pretty fun, though. So we stretch it, and goes back to normal, and it's okay. But there is a point, right, of no return. And we stretch it, and sometimes it's collapsed. The same happens with our body. We can tolerate different kind of stress, this kind of pressure at cellular level, but there is a moment in where the balance is lost. And that's where we are having problems with our health, right? So scientists decided to take a look at nature and see what they can find there. And they found that plants are a perfect example of coping with the stress. They deal very well with the stress. Of course, there are some limits there, but it's impressive how much they can stand against the stress. For instance, plants can tolerate very high temperatures, but also very low temperature as well, freezing conditions, or excess of water, of no water at all, and they survive. How they are able to do that? And now we know. Plants doesn't have immune system. Probably you already knew this, but plant doesn't have antibodies or any structure like our immune systems. But they have remarkable defense mechanisms. And this relies on two strategies. One, plants use a very special compounds called adaptogens. Adaptogens are very special compounds that help the plants to adapt much better to different kinds of stress and different kinds of environmental conditions. And secondly, plants use bioactive compounds. Bioactive compounds, and most of them have remarkable antioxidant attributes and capacity. So plants use these both type of mechanisms to defend themselves against different kinds of stress. So scientists decided to evaluate and explore different plants, their extracts, and explore these kind of compounds, their diversity, their concentration. So now we know a lot about adaptogens, a lot about bioactive compounds. And then we were able to demonstrate that humans can get benefit by the intake of adaptogens in their diet. Now we have evidence showing that adaptogen can help us to better restore different biometrics in our health, to keep balance and reduce the impact of the stress in our cells. This is remarkable. So now we have these powerful compounds, and from all of the resources, now we know better than ever that rhodiola has a remarkable content of adaptogen and a great diversity of them, especially the root. The root extract is so powerful in adaptogen properties. You can take a look at the literature. You can go to Google Scholar. It's pretty friendly data source. You just can put there like that, like rhodiola root extract, and you can find thousands and thousands of publications and evidence supporting all these benefits. But there's more than that, because we have other botanicals with remarkable properties, and we were able to use them to create synergy with adaptogens. And revising literature, now we know that we can take advantage of four botanicals. It's chamomile, thyme, alfalfa, and celery seed as well. And we can revise all the literature around it, and there are remarkable resources, remarkable results related with different aspects of health and wellness. So for us, it was very logical to use these kind of resources to create a synergy with adaptogens, so you can have better resources to cope with the stress. And when understanding how our cells are working, how they create energy and work properly, minerals are key players. There's no way your cells can work without minerals. And by revising all the minerals we have available, these very valuable micronutrients, we decided to choose 4 of them. We have potassium, iodine, magnesium, and boron. These are very strategic minerals for our cells, so they can be better prepared to cope with the stress. These 4 minerals have different aspects in common, but we can see things like support the nervous system, our muscles function, bones, and even thyroid. Also, these are key for cellular energy. And also, they are also very important to metabolize other minerals and nutrients as well. So this is remarkable. By having these 3 strategies, these 3 pillars, we already have something wonderful to use in our daily nutrition, so our body is very prepared and with much better resources to cope with the stress successfully. All right? But this is when things becomes more interesting, because Immunotec is always trying to go way beyond there, trying to improve things, try to bring more to you. So now we are having a really good announcement, because we see in nature, we see in plants so much so we can use in terms of bioactive compounds. So they are very valuable compounds that we can bring to our diet, and now we are taking 6 new ingredients that will be a plus in our current product K-21. So we are bringing more to our body, to our immune system. We are bringing much better resources for every one of us to deal much better with the stress. Let's take a look at the ingredients. We have now acai, acerola cherry, cranberry, spirulina, broccoli, and the very well-known shiitake mushroom. All of them have many things in common when revising literature, when revising scientific evidence. Because now we can see that each one of these ingredients, first of all, they have shown high antioxidant capacity. Antioxidant capacity always will be welcome to any cells. Also, we can find a way diversity of a special group of antioxidants called flavonoids and carotenoids, remarkable compounds. Also, we can see that all these ingredients have in common, we report showing a really strong support against oxidative stress. That's also another kind of stress. And also really good results for supporting inflammation, anti-inflammatory response. So all of that can be gathered, and now we can use it as immunity support as well. Because according to literature, according to what we have seen, now we have this new advantage, which is to support our immune system through cellular nutrition. So this is wonderful. Now we are bringing more to this product like never before. So we are using the same three pillars, the same three strategy, but we are reinforcing one of the pillars, which is bioactive compounds. We are bringing a unique blend of bioactive compounds, a unique blend of ingredients that now are available at your hand. So please, welcome to this new era in where we have better resources, powerful tools for our body to cope much better with different kind of stress, especially mental and physical stress. Now you have this metabolic tool to provide to your cells powerful resources to reduce the impact of stress, because yes, there are different strategies to modulate or to avoid this kind of stress, but it will be hard. These kind of stress are going to remain there, but there is a lot you can do from your nutrition to improve also your immune system to deal with all this kind of stress. So welcome to K-21 Plus, that now is in our market globally for every one of you to take it as a part of your daily nutrition. It's very easy because you can take this product in a big glass of water, which, by the way, is a really good advice. Try to start your day with hydration as fast as you can. Take this huge glass of water and put there K-21 Plus. And now you are much better prepared for whatever this day is bringing to you. All right? So we have this unique blend of adaptogens, bioactive compounds, and minerals that your body needs for your daily nutrition and your daily habits. We have this very unique tool for you. Now we are supporting our immune system better than never before. It's part of the modern life, this fast-paced lifestyle that we all are living right now. And now you have this kind of strategy to help others and to help you as well. So welcome to the Immunotec Healthy Lifestyle. All of you guys, thank you so much. See you soon with more information.